If you thought fans hated the idea of a live-action remake about Snow White, well, they sure do now, because it's already one of the most hated movie trailers in history with over 1 million dislikes in less than 2 weeks. And look, this movie already had a lot of backlash before the trailer even came out, with said photos giving us a look at what seemed to be the 7 dwarves in this movie, except they weren't really the 7 dwarves anymore, but instead they were called like the 7 magical creatures or something like that. They kind of fixed the issue in the trailer by having them look like the classic dwarves from the animated movie, but the problem now is that they're completely CGI'd, where they could have just had real actors play these characters instead. It gets even worse when you find out Rachel Zegler, who plays Snow White, already expressed how much she hates the story of the original film, which is probably the worst way to be marketing a $300 million movie that's already becoming a nightmare.
Because I have yet to see any Snow White quality out of this actress. Like, this girl's PR is nothing but bitterness and negativity towards the character she's portraying. I don't even understand how Disney is okay with her promoting the movie in this way, like with her attitude. Like, a cast member can't even say one negative little quality about Disney, or they're threatened to be fired. Some even get fired. No one wants this remake anyway. Who is asking for this remake and for it to be completely twisted around? Leave the classics alone.
All right, guys, grab your popcorn because the drama is seriously heating up. Word on the street is that Disney might be either pulling the plug on its highly anticipated Snow White remake, or, brace yourselves, looking to replace Rachel Zegler altogether. That's right. After months of controversy and backlash over some pretty eyebrow-raising comments Rachel made about the iconic film, Disney seems to have had enough. Now, for those of you keeping up, the original Snow White was released 85 years ago, and it was the film that cemented Disney's place in animation history. It was a game changer, and this live-action remake was supposed to be a massive milestone, celebrating Disney's legacy. But instead of celebration, we've got major chaos. We'll break it all down for you. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Fans have been buzzing for months about Rachel's comments, and let's just say they weren't exactly the best PR move. People were shocked when she started throwing shade at the film during press tours.
I think I watched it once and then I never picked it up again. Like, I'm being so serious. I watched it once and then I went on the ride in Disney World, which was called Snow White's Scary Adventures. Doesn't sound like something a little kid would like. Was terrified of it. Never revisited Snow White again.
And we've all been waiting for Disney to make a move. Well, it looks like they finally did. Rumor has it that Rachel Zegler has been officially fired from the Snow White project. Yep, you heard that right, fired. Fans have been waiting for this moment, and it seems like Disney has pulled the plug after months of interviews where Rachel seemed to diss one of their most beloved properties. Now, here's where the real tea spills. Disney has been all about pushing that strong, independent woman energy in their recent films, but what Rachel did wasn't exactly the girl boss move they were hoping for. Instead of hyping up one of the most iconic Disney stories, she practically trashed it. Let's be real, Snow White is the film that built Disney. It kicked off the entire animation empire. So for Rachel to downplay the significance of the movie, it wasn't just a bad look, it was a huge mistake. Fans are protective of this classic, and the backlash from her comments was swift. And with the way things are going, it's looking more and more likely that Rachel won't be working with Disney anytime soon. Oh, and to make matters worse, Rachel has reportedly been dropped from Paddington 3 as well. Yikes. For someone who made a huge splash with her breakout role in West Side Story and who's had major roles in Shazam, Fury of the Gods, and Snow White, this is a serious fall from grace. But we have to talk about that Snow White teaser trailer because, honestly, it's what sparked the internet into a full-blown meltdown. The trailer dropped, and let me tell you, the reactions were brutal. We're talking a jaw-dropping 850,000 dislikes versus only 70,000 likes. That's not just a flop, it's a disaster. People were not shy about letting their feelings be known, and the backlash was immediate. Fans were absolutely fuming over the changes Disney made, especially the decision to swap out real dwarf actors for CGI versions. That move alone left fans feeling like Disney had lost touch with what made the original Snow White so special.
They're remaking the movie, they just got rid of the dwarfs, okay?
Okay, but what do they call them?
Why
now,
would they
too?
get rid of the
call them
dwarves, though?
Magical creatures.
But they have one token dwarf amongst these magical creatures. You actually just went backwards. You actually just erased the dwarfism side of
The charm, the authenticity, the nostalgia, all of it seemed to be missing. And with each new reveal, the outrage just kept growing. It's clear Disney has a massive problem on its hands, and right now, they're struggling to figure out how to fix it. If you thought the drama stopped with her comments about Snow White, think again. Rachel Zegler has found herself in the middle of even more controversy, and this time it's all about her social media presence. Word is she's been booted from not just the Snow White project, but several other Disney productions, and it's looking like her online behavior might be a major reason why. Let's break it down. Ever since the Snow White backlash started gaining steam, Rachel's social media has been anything but damage control. In fact, it feels like she's been doubling down on the drama, rather than trying to smooth things over. Fans weren't happy with her initial comments about the movie, but instead of taking a step back, Rachel seemed to be stirring the pot even more. She's been throwing shade at pretty much everyone involved, and it's clear that tensions have been rising behind the scenes.
I mean, you know, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Yeah. Weird. So we didn't do that this time.
Rachel has reportedly called out director Mark Webb and writer Greta Gerwig, accusing them of not having her back when things got messy. And here's where it gets extra spicy. Rachel allegedly threw some serious shade at her co-star, Gal Gadot, claiming that Gal was difficult to work with on set. Talk about adding fuel to the fire. Hollywood insiders are buzzing, and it seems like Rachel feels completely abandoned by the people who were supposed to support her. But it doesn't stop there. Rachel isn't just walking away quietly. Nope, she's reportedly gearing up to take Disney to court. That's right, she's threatening to sue the company for all the roles she lost, including her spot in the upcoming Pirates of the Caribbean reboot. Rachel is making it crystal clear that she isn't going down without a fight. She's determined to get her gigs back, and it's looking like this could turn into a full-blown legal battle. It's definitely messy, and it's the kind of Hollywood drama that makes us want to keep refreshing our Twitter feeds for the latest updates. Now, let's talk about the financial hit Disney is taking over this entire mess. Word on the street is that Disney has to cough up an extra $15 million just to fix the ending of the Snow White movie. That's right, $15 million. Can you even imagine? It's like buying a brand new car and finding out you need to replace the entire engine before you've even driven it off the lot. It's a massive blow to their budget, and it's clear things didn't go as planned. Disney is scrambling to make things right, but at this point, the damage might already be done. Rachel, meanwhile, has opened up about how difficult all of this has been on her personally. She's been vocal about receiving death threats, dealing with nonstop legal drama, and finding out that her Disney contract wasn't as airtight as she thought. Can you imagine? She thought her contract locked her in for the long haul, but it turns out there were more loopholes than anyone realized. It's been an emotional roller coaster, and we can't help but wonder what the next chapter of this drama will bring. Now let's get into one of the most controversial aspects of this Snow White remake, the decision to use CGI dwarves. Disney recently released a brand new image featuring Rachel Zegler as Snow White, and alongside her are the infamous CGI dwarves. While some fans are celebrating the modern twist, the majority are dragging it across social media. People are not impressed, with many asking why Disney didn't just use real actors for the dwarf roles. It's become a major point of contention, and the internet is full of fans voicing their frustration. Honestly, it's starting to feel like this remake is doomed before it even hits theaters. And speaking of delays, Disney has just announced that the release date for the live-action Snow White movie has been pushed back by an entire year. Officially, they're blaming the Hollywood strikes, but let's be real. Fans are speculating that the delay has a lot more to do with the massive backlash than the strikes. People are not happy with the direction the film is going, and it seems like Disney is using the strikes as a convenient excuse to buy themselves more time to fix the mess. But here's the thing, it's not just Snow White that's in trouble. Disney is also dealing with reshoots for Captain America 4, and it's all because test audiences weren't exactly thrilled with the original cut. It seems like Disney is facing a string of challenges right now, and Rachel Zegler's drama is just one part of the bigger picture. The company is clearly in damage control mode, but will they be able to turn things around before it's too late? So, what do you guys think? Is Rachel Zegler getting a raw deal here, or is Disney just doing what they have to do to protect their brand? And what about the Snow White remake? Do you think these changes are going to hurt Disney in the long run, or will they find a way to make it work? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because we need to know what you think about this wild situation. And there you have it, a deep dive into the Rachel Zegler Snow White drama, packed with all the juicy details and controversy. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe because this story is far from over. So stay tuned, because we'll be following every twist and turn.